Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Dobson 777A here. Hey, the live chat thing is working right this time. I don't know what was the deal with that previously. That was driving me crazy. I'd have to open up another window for live chat, so I didn't know why that was. I'm on here a little bit earlier than normal. I might catch some of the folks still getting home from work on the other coast, but I thought I'd get out here because we're starting to see some activity again in precious metals. And I put a couple things on the community tab. You might want to go out there and look at it today. But I did a overlay of year-to-date performance of Bitcoin, our residential real estate ETF representing the rental properties that I have. Even though I have physicals, I don't have ETFs myself. Platinum, silver, gold, and SPY all overlaid. And it's kind of curious how the residential real estate is like leading the pack year to date right now. So, and Bitcoin is like really in trouble right now. We were at, I think it was 64, it touched 30, and I saw some videos today. People are actually betting it's going down to 20. We may have a little bounce, but it may be going down to $20,000, which that's gonna hurt a lot of people that have been kind of like bought into this stuff. So we'll see. It may come back later, but it's really hard to, you don't try to catch a falling knife, folks. I know some folks, I saw some big names out there, buying these dips, but, don't try to catch a falling knife. Do not try to catch a falling knife. Remember that thing's, I still would argue it really is just a digital fiat. It's not a tangible asset, so just be careful. Edgewater Heating is in the house. So let me bring up some information because I was going through some of the numbers today, and I thought it was quite interesting. So, hey, Mr. Action One, I'm going to run off some numbers here. So at least the ETF GLD was up 0.91 today. Platinum was up 1.59. Silver was up 0.93. And residential res, that is 0.24. Year to date, res is up 19.76. SLV is up 1.84. Platinum is up 11.02. And gold is just about broke even for the year. I'm looking at our ETF miners today. As a group, the portfolio, was up 0.22% as a whole with it looks like large silver miners was up 0.35 today, and GDX and SIL were essentially tied. I'm sorry, GDXJ and SILJ were essentially tied, and GDX was 0.23. Now, year to date, GDX is winning at 9.72%. So that's kind of interesting when you think about that. That's outperforming gold significantly. GDXJ is up 0.42 for the year, GOEX 1.42, large silver miners 5.92, and SILJ 6.68 for the year. I had one position in my portfolio, which isn't in the improved portfolio. It was up 12.79% in one day. So that was really amazing. I hadn't had a chance to go research that to see if there was some news on that position. I think that might have been a silver position, but don't quote me on that. Anyways, things are looking really interesting. That's funny. It was blocking your comment, Edgewater. So I accepted it through. I understand what you're saying. So anyways, let's go look at the, I have the dealer premiums and everything for the precious metals here. So I'm going to start with silver. So right now it looks like silver, depending on, whether you want it right now or a couple of weeks from now, it looks like you can get random year silver eagles from anywhere 38.67 to APMEX is 42.34. So the premium varies from 37.5% all the way up to 50.57% premium. That is a huge difference in premium, but That's a $14 premium on the top end and $42.34, for buying a 1 ounce silver coin. That's incredible. Let's go to gold next. Excuse me for a sec because I got to find the random. There it is, random year. Now in gold is currently the lowest price I see here is universalcoin.com, which I hadn't seen that before, but that doesn't mean it's readily available. You may have to wait for delivery, but that's $20.89.56 with a 9.59 premium. That's nearly 3 times the premium when I first started trying to get you guys involved. Golden State Mint has the highest cost at $21.44, so $2,144.50, and that's a 12.47 premium. So that's pretty pricey. $237.78 premium at Golden State Mint. APMEX shows $205.32 premium. All right, let's go look at platinum. Random year. All right, here we go. APMEX shows the cheapest price, $1,414.56 for $197.87 premium, 16.26 premium. By the way, that's not too far out of pocket, because I remember earlier on I was getting platinum for in the 10-12% premium. So this is not too far off. And the most expensive platinum dealer is JM Bullion at $1,496.75. So a $280 premium, 23%. That's a huge, huge premium. Dang, I remember March last year, I think we were picking up platinum for maybe $800. I forget what it was with the premium and everything, but it was pretty inexpensive. Let's go back, try to find out where I'm at. So Edgewater's saying he's having shortages on AC equipment, hot water tanks, and other materials here. I don't even know where half that stuff is made. It's probably all made in Mexico, but I'm not sure. Brad got some 72% silver for under spot. Yeah, make sure you got to factor that you got to factor it's a different spot for impure metals, because that pricing for the Eagles is 3.9 silver. We got 19 people watching and 3 thumbs up. Let's go back over here a second. So I was looking at an article that said 3 charts every gold investor needs to see right now, and they're actually replicating some of the charts that I was showing just before we broke out, where we have these parallel paths, and then gold has broken through, and then they're showing the gold's broken above the 200-day moving average, and then they're also showing that GDX and gold combined are have like a cup feature, and indicating that GDX is likely going to break out. I've seen several things where we're either going to $2,400 for gold to $3,000. That's the current thought that they have. Boy, wouldn't that might be mighty fine. We'd be sitting on a double right there from when we first started buying gold, right? More than a double. Actually, you get to 2,400, you're a double on most of this stuff. That would be fantastic. Platinum is approaching a double on some of these others. I have to go back and look. I think I was in $800, so we got to get to 1,600 for the double for platinum. Looks like they're all heading up very quickly now. But they're printing too many zeros. What is it? I forget what the next infrastructure thing. I'm hearing rumors that they're coming for another check for everybody. So who knows? Everybody get their taxes done. I did an extension. So I got to sit down and work on that and try to get that done. What was the other article I was looking at? The government decided they're going to provide $52 billion to domestic semiconductor manufacturing to try to build at least 10 plants. So that's like some corporate freaking handouts and probably kickbacks and everything else. Chung Choi is in the house. Well, so you don't think the local coin shops will buy gold at $2,500 per eagle? If the spot is $3,000, that's what they're going to pay you, is probably $2,500. You're going to have to go look. Remember, that is the purchase price that I was telling you. That wasn't the buyback price. And I haven't done that analysis in a while, but it's let me go to one of these things, see if I can do it quickly. Who was it that bought Provident Metals? Let me ask you that before, because that tells me what website I got to go to. They tell you what the buyback price is on this. Anybody remember who it was? Was it SD Bullion? I think it was SD Bullion. It's late. I can't remember nothing. All right, so let's see. Sell to us. All right, so if American Silver Eagles random year, if, let's see, what does this mean? They're going to pay $3.50 above spot. So silver is $28.12. So they're going to pay you $31.60. And what was it on this other thing? Let me go back. All right, so they're going to go back and sell it for like $38. So you can see they're still making good money on that. So that's the way that works. Yeah, the problem with Gainesville coins is they're not free shipping, so you always got to factor that in there. But if you live nearby, they're in North Tampa, which was quite a haul from where I lived, but I had done business with them in the past. What do you think about purchasing rare collectibles for an investment? Antiques, art, cars, etc. Art or cars and etc. So look, the wealthy people do this all the time. The wealthy people, they will go buy art, like paintings, very expensive paintings, and it's fairly good inflation protection. Some people like to do the numismatic type coins and stuff. It takes a whole nother level of sophistication and knowledge to be able to do that, though. So you need to be careful. And most of those things are really long haul type things. They're not things that you can flip easily, for profit unless you're pretty savvy. So, sometimes estate sales and everything, you pick things up. Sometimes these coin shows, you might be able to pick something up. That's what happened. One of the shows I went last year, there was an estate. It was liquidating some stuff and one of my friends picked up some silver eagles fairly inexpensively there near spot. So that sometimes you can do that. Yeah, SD Bullion was it JM Bullion? Yeah, one of the two bought Provident Metals. I forget who it was. You might be right. No, Gainesville coins. No, I don't think they bought Provident. Let's see. Let me go look. JM Bullion bought Provident Metals. So we have a winner. You are right, John Maestron. So I already forgot. Who was it that I went to the website? I went to SD Bullion. Yeah, well, SD Bullion has a table in here that tells you what their buyback price is. Let me do gold now. So gold, they give you $30 over spot for gold there. Let me see what platinum is. And platinum, they give you $30 over spot at SD Bullion. So that gives you a rough idea. Yeah, my grandson was collecting Pokemon cards. I didn't understand that, but it's like, okay. So what do you think about the Arizona audit? You've been following any of that? Looks kind of interesting. They're now going through the whole month of June to try to finish. I was watching some videos about the massive number of people that they're having to vet and bring in to do this audit. I guess they've already counted, don't quote me on this, 500,000 ballots or something. And now they got to do, I don't know, 2 or 3 times that amount by the end of June. So that's what they're doing. Penny pinching preppers in the house. We've just been talking about, I don't know if you guys saw some of the charts that I put on the community tab about the precious metal prices were trying like crazy. Gold was trying to get through 1,800 and silver was trying to get through, 1,900. Gold was trying to get through 1,900 and silver was trying to get through $28. So it was quite interesting all day. I haven't looked at it in a while. Who knows? Maybe it did it overnight. Let me go run over here and take a look at that. See, right now, I don't know if I got to refresh this or not. Gold is 1899.08. It keeps bouncing right off the 1900. That must be a psychological level. It's just not getting past it right now. And silver is sitting right at $28, at least on goldprice.org. So we're trying to get there. Some of the predictions I've been, again, for gold at least, 2,400 next stop, possibly even as high as 3,000. I kept thinking that it'd be 2,200 by the end of this year, but who knows? Might bust through faster with the speed of what we're seeing things happen. What are your predictions? Where are we going? Got 27 people on here. There's a lot of smart people. I got some of the really smart people on my channel. I learn something every day. I got to see some really cool racing, some vintage cars this past weekend. And one of my tenants, a race car driver, and he won both of his races. So it was really exciting to see him do that. It's quite an accomplishment. I forget, he's like 12-0 right now over the last couple years. Doing very well. He's about ready to get a new car brought in. So that's going to be interesting too. Got to shake that out. New engine design, all that kind of stuff. Oh, Edgewater Heating. You know, that's the 2 best days of your life is when you buy a boat, when you sell a boat. They used to say a boat is a hole in the water surrounded by wood that you pour money into. Well, you know, long term, we may see gold 45 to 50,000. Some of the other folks that I've seen are saying that, you know, maybe by the end of this decade, we'll see gold at 25,000 and I forget it was silver, like $150 or something an ounce. $37 silver sounds reasonable, and gold 2,300, somewhere around there. It's actually break out another 1,000. That's what it is. Yeah, there's inflation's probably more than that now. That was years ago. They used to say that. God dang, I got a boat and I still haven't gotten it ready for the year. A bunch of other things keep getting in the way. I'm ready to go fishing though. At least driver, I gotta go do a shakedown cruise. I'm still got to get out there and finish the lettering on the other side of the boat. I put all new lettering on my boat. That was a pain in the butt, and now I'm trying to fix my um, sending unit for my fuel tank. For some reason, is not reporting correctly. So I think I'm going to have to wire directly to the gauge because the wire must have broke or failed or something. I'm not sure what the problem is. And I've got a bilge pump that I've got to get working. So, and unfortunately, I got a hole like that I got to reach down in and try to do this bilge pump. That's a pain about it. I hate doing that bilge pump. 80 gallons of fuel at the fuel dock. Yeah, I mean those dang at the my boat's on a trailer, so I can take it to the actual gas station. But you're usually using the ethanol-free gas, and that stuff's easily $4 a gallon. Oh, just empty every pocket. Yeah, that's actually Home Depot when I go there. My boat holds 50 gallons, I think. I got about 25 or 30 gallons in there right now, so I'm going to have to throw some on top of there soon. I was kind of taking these 5-gallon containers and filling them up and putting it in a little bit at a time because man, that'll hurt you. Go dump 50 gallons in something, a couple $100. Try to keep away from that ethanol gas if you can. So with the personal problems I've run into, the ham license has really fallen by the wayside. So we will have to see um, maybe this winter or something. We'll see if I get some downtime. But things have been pretty hopping lately. 130 gallons. Wow, good grief. That's a lot of gas. Multiply that by at least $4 a gallon, depending on where you live. I went out on the lake with some friends on their pontoon boat, and this I was used to fishing like Tampa Bay area, Tampa Bay, Florida, and I mean that thing is like miles wide and miles long, and people can go all the way up and down the coast, all over the place, and it just wasn't that busy. But on a lake, holy crap, these people were like flying all over the place. It felt dangerous as all get out. Of course, it was on the weekend, and that's part of it. So I'm retired. You know, if I'm going out on the weekdays when everybody else is working. But with this COVID, a lot of people have been out there all the time. Yeah, Lake Erie is at least a huge lake, but what's this lake up here? Lake Lanier. It's not that big a lake, and you got to get through some pinch points and stuff, and it was just like a free for all out there. I was just expecting somebody, to run into us and kill us. $35 people and 11 thumbs up. Let me see what this thing's doing again. God, gold just does not want to get over. $18.99 and 31 cents for gold, but silver looks like it's 28.01. What's the gold silver ratio? Gold silver ratio is essentially 68. I think the longer term trend here is it's been going down. Let me look at this, look at it over 6 months. Yeah, when we go back to December, we were in the 78 range and we're around 68. So you got to keep an eye on that thing. That thing's going to get down in the, let's say 50. You better start considering unloading some of your silver, 45 to 50. Lake Erie, man, that's some cold stuff. Even this lake here, it's 160 feet deep. It's actually a reservoir, but I think the water was still in the 50s, which is pretty dang cool. You wouldn't want to be in that water very long. Probably die. Lawrence Franklin is in the house. Good to see you. Well, look, silver could possibly make 75, but unfortunately, historical is it seems like at every time it gets around 50, a whole bunch of people are like, thank you very much. They sell and they get the heck out of Dodge. And we'll just have to see what happens. If it gets to 75, it may be for a very, very short amount of time. It's hard to say. It'll make a lot of people happy if it ever made it to 75, I'll tell you that. So, Lawrence, we're all kind of throwing in our guesses on what we think gold, silver, and even you got to put your platinum price in there too. I'm actually almost betting that platinum's going to beat gold here pretty quick. Maybe not forever, but it's actually going to surpass gold probably. So isn't this a special circumstances with pandemic times? You mean why silver might actually make it past 75? I don't know. John, I haven't done that analysis in a while, but when I was doing this a year and a half or so ago, there was a premium that was paid for the eagles and buffaloes over rounds. And if you looked at the buy sell cost analysis, it's like buying and selling the same day or whatever. You ended up coming out ahead because there's a preference for the eagles versus the rounds. There's actually more trust. That's really what it is. So I think if you go back and look at that, that's the way I would analyze it. And it also has to do, I mean, remember, you're paying tremendously higher premiums for like silver and platinum than you are for gold. That's another reason why I don't buy near as much, because you got to offset that premium to try to make some money. Yeah, the Basel 3 article I posted the other day was actually really interesting, and it's I've been watching some videos talking about this some more and reading some comments, and people are still thinking that they're probably going to find a backdoor to still try to do something. So I don't know. I guess I'll believe it when I see it, and it's always hard to tell what's the real underlying cause of a change that's occurring, especially now that we've had a change in admin, so I don't know if they're going to allow them to go back to spoofing the metal prices or not. Trump seemed like he was trying to hold people accountable at these different companies, but I don't know if that's going to happen now or not. By the way, I don't want to try to break my arm trying to do this, but do you remember where I was kind of questioning all of this 5D chess with Trump and the Q movement and everything? And it's like everybody kept saying that, they're going to win, they're going to win. And I kept kind of saying, look, I can't really, it just doesn't seem real what's really going on. Now, I know that we had some shenanigans going on with the elections, but I just can't see anybody overturning any of this. So I don't know what's going to happen. But this thing going on in Arizona is really interesting. But you notice nothing ever really changes. So I just wanted to point out that there was a whole bunch of stuff that I've been constantly trying to help people see past the BS. Like we'd always, you'd have some interesting bosses, but you always notice that things would change and they could go completely opposite direction. And it kind of seems like we're doing that again. We're kind of banging the rails, and we got to get through the midterms, and then, we could actually have the Senate back under potentially Republican control to completely stop as much as possible. But the one thing Trump did that was a huge benefit was all of the judges that he was able to put in, that also is kind of putting a lot of stuff to stop. But yeah. Oh man, did you see? So Lawrence is talking about the COVID passports. Did you see there was a B&B place? I forget which state it was, and they said anybody that's had the COVID shot, we're not going to allow them here. And so they were trying to do the reverse thing. It's like they said that based on the vaccination companies, they're saying that those that get the shot actually are shedding some of these things from their body that could potentially cause problems with with other people. So they're like, we don't think we want people shedding stuff. it's actually kind of bizarre if you think about it. Oh, Montana, is that where it was? I was just reading it before. I kind of go through and I skim the news and think about, is this something I want to cover or not? It's probably going to get me where it won't be monetized or even banned on this particular video. Oh, they said they're not hiring vaccinated teachers. I hadn't heard that. That's really interesting. Well, apparently they're supposed to be through with that audit by the end of June, or at least the counting part. I don't know how long they have to analyze it all and then bring results for changes or whatever. But Tiger Roll misses President Trump. Seems like we didn't have any wars going on when he was there. Now it seems like everybody's fighting all over again. Remember when we had peace in the Middle East? That's actually like a poem. It's poetic. Problem is, how do you tell if somebody's vaccinated or not? Probably go look at their Facebook page. I noticed a lot of people put that on there. It's like, why would you tell everybody that? You're just, I don't know. Virtue signaling. Oh, I like that. He identifies as a fully vaccinated person. Oh, magnet school. I was trying to follow that to see if that was really the case, if magnets stick to the arm. I couldn't verify that. There was conflicting information about that. Maybe it's because there's 3 or 4 shots and maybe not all of them are the same. "33 minutes and we got 44 people and 18 thumbs up." What was that other thing I was reading about? Oh, I think I already hit all the news. Oh, it looks like gold's dropping just a tad here. We're down to 1898. Silver's still holding up at 28 though. We got it. It's everything's marching back up. It's got to make you happy. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up about the repo markets. That tells you that the currency is kind of bunching up or something. I think that's probably the best way I would describe it. It's not flowing properly. That the radio wave things was something that they were pitching as, and I think it's really just an error in logic, but who knows? Supposedly 5G had been implemented over there near the Wuhan area. And so when this thing started coming out, they were arguing that this virus could have been manipulated by the 5G. But I just think that's coincidence, error in logic, but who knows? The witness is in the house. A dash of borax in the water destroys nanotech. How about that? Reminds me, I've got a whole house filter that I've got to change out because it's got like carbon and everything built into it. So it kind of removes a lot of the stuff. And then I've got filters on the fridges, which I think those are due to be changed and everything as well. Patriot Man is in the house. Hey, better late than never, right? I was in here early tonight because, well, first off, I'm kind of tired after being out at the races all weekend. So that was a lot of fun. Gold touched 1900, but it just can't seem to break through. Silver sitting at 28 bucks. So it'll be interesting to see if we can bust on to the next level. I really would hope that we can just go right past 2000 into 2200 or something to give a little bit of margin, but it's just hard to say. China has been really doing some stuff with Bitcoin right now. I don't know if you realize that they're actually trying to ban mining and actually using crypto in their country, mostly because I think they want their digital yuan to not have any competition. And I remember that's another thing. I'm going to say this: countries don't like competition. They're going to force you into whatever they want you into. So our government's been trying to tax the hell out of anybody that's been in Bitcoin and such. And so I think they're, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, oh, thank you, my hair. It's been a while since I've been on here. Feels like they didn't cut the top of my hair as short enough as they normally do. Yeah, if you've noticed, the Fed has been sending money, currency, directly to folks for a year now, and they're getting people used to it. So we're going to have that. What is that thing called? Where some minimum income or something? I forget what that was called. They were talking about several years ago. It looks like it's on its way, and they've been testing it. Oh, UBI. Thank you. Universal Basic Income. So I got to tell you a story about my chicks. I'm going to tell you right now. God dang, those doggone chicks that I got from up north. I ordered 45 total, and I think I'm down to 11 out of the 45 that have survived. That was horrible experience, but they took way too long to get here. The post office fumbled the damn ball. Two shipments for a total of 45. So I've now ordered some from a place in Alabama, thinking that they're next door, so it's only like a 3-hour drive. I'm hoping like crazy that these things get here in a couple days, and then that way I'll be able to fill my freezer. But I did pick up locally some vaccinated Rhode Island Reds, just hens, because I want to replace my old hens. I got some really old hens that just really have kind of stopped laying. Remember some of them I hatched last year for several friends? Well, I got 4 hens back from last year that are only a year old, and those suckers are laying like 4 eggs a day. Those 4 hens, it's ridiculous how much they lay versus my other. I think I got 8 or 9 of the old ones. They just don't do crap. So I'm waiting for these chicks that I've got that are now like 3 weeks old. They got to get 4 months old before they start laying, and then I'm going to see if anybody wants these older hens that they can maybe make some stew, or maybe I just gotta Kill them, cook them, and feed them to the dog. Oh yeah, man! I tell you, this is a major problem. I'm still wondering if the doggone post office is intentionally doing this. Oh, sorry, I saw your note on there about Bellows Sun. They did change the ticker symbol. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Um, BSXGF. To tell you the truth, life has gotten really busy lately, and I need to go through the newsletters and go see if there's something of a substantial. But look, uh, with gold down, silver down, and platinum down, it it really doesn't matter what's going on in some of these miners until these metals start moving again, and then you'll see some significant changes in the metal prices, and I'll be back on there on top of it like I used to be. But it just does not, it doesn't make sense to follow these miners that closely when the metals are not doing their thing. The base metals have to be moving for the miners to do well. Unless, they had a major find or something. Like I said, I had one miner today was up nearly 13% on the day, and I haven't had a chance to research that yet to figure out why it did that. Somebody's sending me some messages. Oh, I'm getting some camera activity for some reason. Let me see what's going on. Sometimes it's lightning bugs this time of day. That's probably what it is, just some bugs. You know what it is? I got a camera mounted on a tree out there, and I get these dang really small little green grasshoppers. They crawl right over the camera and set that thing off all the time. All right, let me go back and look at silver. Somebody's saying it's jumping up again. It's just 28.02, so it's still sitting above 28, but we can't get gold above 1900 right now. It's just sitting there just below. Oh man, I'm so glad you like that self-watering buckets. Man, I used those things for years in Florida. I had a super small um, plot or yard, I should say, and so I was growing all kinds of stuff in those buckets. They worked fantastic. But here I've got those raised beds, and I haven't shown you a video, but my tomatoes are already probably 16 inches tall. And I was out there trying to keep them inside the baskets, and I've got stakes. I'm about ready to start tying them loosely against the stakes. So, yeah, newfound gold, to tell you the truth, I'll have to do some research, see what it says. Probably by the end of next month, I might have a pretty good idea of where things are going on the personal issue that some of you know what's going on here. So I'm hoping to have this thing wrapped up in the next couple months. 70% on NFG, that's fantastic. Yeah, so I harvested half my onions a few days ago, and I've got them hanging up. Might have been a week ago. Time just flies. And I harvested some garlic, and I'm about ready to plant my okra now. And I pulled out my celery. My green beans are growing up the sticks, to get up on the trellis. And then I've also got cucumbers are growing up onto the trellis, so they're doing fantastic. But I haven't got any flowers yet. I don't remember yet, but my marigolds in the beds are doing very good. I use them around my tomatoes and everything, kind of keep bugs out, but also as a propagator. My lettuce needs to be harvested. I planted a bunch of lettuce, so that's got to come out. Silver Mamba is here. Yep, Minnesota Brian, we're seeing some exciting stuff right now. on the precious metals. Yeah, that bucket, it helps for those of you that are out there working. I had actually, in Florida, I set up those drip irrigation things for the buckets too, and that helped a lot. And I had a timer set up. So like in the middle of the day, that thing would kick on for a little bit so the plants wouldn't get all stressed. And it seemed to help. Look now. All right, let me flip over, see what's going on. So funny. Oh, 1901 for gold. Why isn't it showing it on the chart, though? That's kind of weird. Okay, that's kind of strange. This chart's not being very accurate right now, but I see the on goldprice.org, it's showing 1901.46 for gold and then 28.09 for silver. So look now, I did look. Greg Steinberg's on the money. He's watching this for me while I'm over here yapping away. Man, I tell you, the oil looked like that was actually something we should have thrown a few bucks in on the side. Go to the thing I use is what's it called? Gold. So goldprice.org. That gives you two charts. There it goes. It's showing the jump up right now. For some reason, it wasn't showing a second ago. So silver's now jumped to 28.11. And gold is 1901.61. Yeah, lumber is actually topping off, though. It looks like it's coming over. I'll tell you what, all of these, you got to think about oil is like another currency. TradingView is probably more accurate for timing. I'll tell you another one as good as Kitco. Seems like their charts are more up to date. Rob B in the house. And we're 47 minutes into this. I think the government watches my channel, and when I get on there and say, hey, I think we're about ready to break out, they say, okay, Dobson says it's time, and they go start moving the numbers. You think that's the way it works? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I can't wait to see what the miners are going to do. Penny Pincher, it's not going to let you talk like that. I was cleaning out the chickens. It's got like a 5-gallon water, and it gets all moldy in the bottom because when the chickens, eat, they go take a drink, and their food comes out of their craw down into the water, and then it kind of like turns moldy. So I have to kind of like bleach this stuff out, and you end up getting that bleach on your hands. I really should wear gloves because now my hands are going to smell like bleach probably till tomorrow afternoon when it finally wears off. Yeah, the Federal Reserve must be watching my channel. They said, hey, let's go ahead and let gold and silver loose a little bit. Hey, what is platinum doing? We should go. Let me go to Kitco. Normally, all right, where's the metals now? Metal quotes. So platinum is up to 1188. Let me see a chart on platinum. Oh yeah, platinum's making a nice move. It's trying to hit 1200 again. So that's up almost 50 bucks from this morning. Yahoo! All right, we're seeing everything moving along nicely here. That's great. Yeah, Kitco is probably the better one. Let me go to this one because you can kind of see all the metal prices simultaneously in one view. So that makes it nice. You just don't get the graphical view unless you click on each one of them. Oh, I got to go to the market open. Here we go. Yeah, it's showing 1902.80 for bid for gold, 2809 for silver, and platinum 1198. Shoot, even palladium's up. So this is the world spot price because the other one is closed for the New York spot. I may have to start monitoring the Shanghai fix too. I read an article about the John Williams on Shadow Stats, and I also read some of the things about the Michael Burry thing. It's kind of this hyperinflation versus stagflation. It's still kind of a tie right now between these analysts. So I'm not sure what we're going to get. They both have somewhat similar effects, but different. So we'll have to see. Wow, what's going on? Let me hit refresh, get new prices. Yeah, I'm still showing on Kitco that gold is 1902.90. You looking at another currency or something possibly? Barry O'Connell, man, there's a guy from the past. Barry, I was down there. Was it last year? I tried to look you up, but I had to go to a mining show, and I couldn't quite connect with you at that time. Things were on a pretty tight schedule, but I'm hoping to be back down there sometime where I can meet with you for some lunch or something. Man, I'll tell you, I was watching. So Tiger Roll, you ought to go look at the printing that's occurring of the currency creation, and it's astronomical what they're doing right now, just in the last couple years. Barry still hasn't joined the retired workforce. But I'm still kind of playing around with different things, more like a gentleman farmer and traveling a little bit and everything. Barry's still working for a living, I think. Are you still working for a living, Barry? That's a 4-letter word to me. There you go. 25% of all dollars ever created were created in 2020. 25% of all dollars. That's a tremendous amount of currency. Hey, tell everybody I said hi, Barry. You realize, Barry, I left the workforce in December 2016, I think. Good grief, it's been that long. That's been forever. I'm basically nearly 5 years retired. I highly recommend it for everybody. If women traded fiat currency for gold and silver like men, it's over. Yes. Let me see what this thing's doing. I'll tell you what, this is kind of interesting that we're holding above 1900. What did I do? Oh, there we go. And silver is holding above. Oh, looks like platinum just hit 1200. Do I hear 1300? I'll tell you, platinum has been on a roll. I want to start wrapping it up because we're approaching an hour. Any other subjects we should cover here? Oh, Lawrence, go look at my community tab. I showed the crypto year to date. It's not even beating residential real estate. At least Bitcoin isn't. Bitcoin dropped so far so fast year to date. It's behind residential real estate. Well, who knows? It may jump back up. I have not done any crypto because at some point they're going to tell us what I remember. This guy is only intangible assets. I do not invest in things that are not a tangible asset because I think tangible assets, you want to be on the other side of this thing where stuff that can be easily valuated. I mean, how do you evaluate something that's like digits on your screen here? I mean, what these live chats that I got here, that's what Bitcoin is. These are little things, and what's the value of a period and stuff? I mean, it's electronic funny money. So I want something that's real, hold it in your hand, that's been used for as long as possible. Real estate and precious metals have been around forever. So that's where I'm primarily at. Now we got to have some of this currency for, buying food and oil and whatever, gasoline. So you keep some of that, but the majority of it you got to keep. And that's why I like real estate, because it pays you all the time. The precious metals are insurance only. Minnesota Brian, I did put an article out there about the Basel III on the community tab. And it does look like we're continuing to, I mean, that's the reason why banks and everybody else are buying physical gold. The central banks, they realize what's coming and they're trying to protect themselves. I think if you want to buy some crypto, just remember it's a very speculative investment. Those that bought just a month and a half ago, they were paying $64,000, I think, for one Bitcoin, and it dropped all the way to 30. I forget what it's at right now. It might be 40, but there's predictions right now that it's going down to 20,000. Yeah, let me tell you, I think crypto's jumped the shark. And the reason why I'm saying that is every freaking ad that I have on my phone when I go look at something, cryptos are on there. They are just slamming you with millions and millions and millions of ads for everything. And that's just overwhelming the system right now. Barry's buying real estate. By the way, there's a lot of things that talking about, and I think that's what that Shadow Stats interview was. He's feeling like real estate is starting to get a little toppy, but I think they're still a long ways behind for the amount of people we have in the U.S. How many homes they need? Because you think about it, people are graduating school, every year, thousands and thousands, millions, probably millions of kids. And they got to have places to live. The parents don't want them living in the house anymore, so they got to go get a house. And they got to get cars, and then they got to get furniture, and they got to get all this stuff. So we still have more people coming in this country and more kids graduating school than people dying. So you got to have more real estate. Yeah, I don't necessarily believe in flipping. I believe in milking the cow rather than slaughtering the cow. So I like renting. All right, let me take one more look at the spot prices here. It looks like things have kind of settled out. Let me hit refresh. So gold is 1902.50 bid. Silver is 28.08. Platinum fell back below 1200, so it's 1198. So we'll have to see what it does in the morning, and we'll follow the miners and see what they do the next day. Oh man, can you imagine how much money they're just giving away? Good grief. All right, folks. I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.